Hi, everyone. Welcome to Modern Art History. I'm Professor Meredith Starr, and I am really excited to work with you this semester. Behind me is Little Suns, a photo collage by artist Hannah Hosch, who we will learn about later in the semester and who is a pioneer for working in collage and photo montage. And one of the things I wanted to tell you about myself is a full-time professor of visual arts here at Suffolk Community College. I also have my own artistic practice, so I don't just teach art, I make it, and I teach studio art courses as well. One of the things I strive for in this class is to go beyond the textbook and to incorporate some, especially in an online setting, to incorporate some really fun technology through cutting edge apps as well as websites. And I also strive to bring balance to the text, which sometimes addresses the canon in a more traditional Western view, which could be a little bit exclusive in terms of diversity. So I will incorporate articles as well as other resources so that we can be more inclusive in terms of women and minority groups, as well as the LGBTQ community. Um, the other thing that I like to do is, because our class is visual and we're often having class discussions, we're going to use a virtual bulletin board so that we can share the works on this bulletin board and comment on it on there. And you'll learn more about that in the modules for each assignment. And if you feel stressed, if I'm saying, oh, we're gonna, create some of our work on an app and then share that, or yes, we will actually be using a website which generates your final project into virtual reality. So you will see under course materials, you see the textbook, but as well as these like $8 glasses from Amazon that turn your phone into a virtual reality viewer. I provide everything is set for a beginner use, someone who's just beginning to use technology, and I provide you with extensive tutorials. So don't worry, I hope that you find yourself excited. So let's take a look at our Blackboard course. I'll show you the way around so that you can start to get comfortable with where things are located. When you first log into Blackboard, you'll find the homepage has announcements. And this is the announcement you'll be receiving from me, welcoming you to the course, and as well as where you found this video. And each week, when our module is about to end and the next one is about to begin, I will send out an announcement that will push to your email as an extra way to help keep you on track. If you look over on the left-hand main menu bar, you'll see you can always come back to that homepage under announcements here. Here, if you click Contact Professor, it has my email, my Google Voice phone number. You can reach me via text that way or call on the phone. And I appreciate if you use that during business hours only, and I'll respond to you. My office hours for campus, as well as my office hours, I'm available to set up a Zoom office hour. And over back here on the link, you'll see the Zoom link for office hours. So you will click on that. And as you just see, it opens up a Zoom link. So if we set a time, you would click on that. Here is our class syllabus. We are going to go through that in a minute. I'll give you a basic overview. It is probably essential that you print it if you can. And then this way you can sort of check off as you read, so you have an understanding of everything you need, but it also has our week-by-week class schedule. And this way you know how to stay on track of all your assignments and what we're covering. And this has our course information, a basic overview that's also included in our class syllabus in terms of materials, textbook, technology, and apps to download. Here is the nitty-gritty of our course, our learning modules. I start the module homepage with a modern art timeline, just so you have a sense of what we'll be covering this semester. And we will begin with discussing how realism influenced what eventually became the beginning of modern art history. And these are all the different movements we'll be covering: Impressionism, Post-Impressionism, Art Nouveau, Fauvism, Cubism, Futurism, Expressionism, Dada, Surrealism, Constructivism, Abstraction, definitely social protest and abstract expressionism. Color fields like Mark Rothko, pop art like Warhol is pretty much where we end it. We discuss a little bit of minimalism and conceptual performance as well. And so that's a brief overview, but some students also like to print that out and check it off as we go through. And then for each module, you'll see here a little bit of, again, an overview. This is what I include in my emails. And when you click inside, you'll see sometimes I give you little extras. Like I said, I try and go beyond the text to provide you, with contemporary resources or memes, whatever that looks like, the videos, PowerPoints. Suffolk does provide you with a free account, and I'll also include in the introductory email so that you can download that. But if you have any difficulty accessing that Microsoft Office suite, I also include a PDF. And each module does have embedded in it the assignment. And I tell you that because this way it's easy to navigate to, but also I know that there's a quiz, I believe in module 3, and you can click on it here within the module itself. And the quizzes are also, once they become available in that module, they will open up. So you can also click on the quiz link there, but everything for each module is inside of it. Your grades will appear here. I'm also a big fan of the calendar feature as another way to keep you on track. For example, once our course begins, so I will quickly hop over here. So what I see on my end, you will see the calendar appear when the course begins for you, but for me already, I can see here the online introduction assignment is due. So you see that appear on your calendar, and you should see all due dates for all your classes appear in different colors. So I can see here, if I scroll down, this green is for our modern art, and that's why that's appearing there. All right, so calendar can be an important resource. And also the library is an important resource for you because, as I mentioned, we will be doing a research project at the end of the semester as part of our final project that will incorporate some library research. It is a short curation of an exhibit based on a podcast that we're listening to. Again, I try and keep things really interactive and highly engaging. And I'm just going to open now our syllabus. So I'm going to stop that share and reshare, and I'll give you a general overview of that as well. So as you go through the syllabus, you'll notice it has the course description, my contact info, the materials, including what you need in terms of technology. Blackboard does run best on Firefox and Chrome. Websites we'll be using, I mentioned Padlet for discussions, and Art Steps is what we'll be using for our final project. You'll need a smartphone as well as these smartphone glasses. And these are the apps to download to your phone. And these are resources that we use beyond our textbook. MoMA's website, PBS's digital studio called The Art Assignment, and the Art Curious podcast. If anybody has any issues with any of this technology or concerns, just reach out, and I'm really happy to help you get set up and feel comfortable. Okay, so I mentioned to you that we are a fully, online course. And as such, we have no formal meeting time, but the general flow of our class is that modules open on Monday and assignments, discussions, quiz, whatever it might be, is due Sunday night. And then the next module opens the next day. I highly recommend logging in at least twice a week so that you stay on top of the materials, you check the announcements. Students often ask me about how long everything takes each week. And I say, I usually think it's about 4 hours, including the reading, the watching of any videos, the articles, and the assignment. The college does have a strict attendance policy. It's sort of like we were meeting in person. So if you miss more than, especially there is a wait list for this class. So if you miss more than 1 week of logging in, it is, especially in the beginning, possible you could be removed from the course. So make sure you stay on top of attendance. And a very important policy, I don't accept late work. And that's because when you are trying to catch up on what you missed, you are unable to focus on what it is we're learning now. So if you need an extension and you're running behind and you're not going to get it in, it's better to ask me, can I have an extension, rather than say, oh no, this was due 2 days ago, can I turn it in now? Because then the answer will be no. That also being said, I know that life happens all the time. And so I do drop one assignment, one discussion, and one quiz, so that should you miss one, that 0 gets dropped, and I know that will never happen again. Okay, here are the outcomes for the course and a description of our assessments and discussions. Here is that weekly schedule I mentioned. Of course, it is subject to change as we continue to learn. As I just mentioned, life happens. If something were to change, it might be that based on how our class is going, I see that, oh, we might head in a better direction with this assignment, or an important article comes out. I'm like, we have to read this and write about it. So I might update something. And of course, I would let you know. And so on each side, I have the module followed by the dates of the module, as well as what you need to read, what you need to watch. And then if it's an assignment, so you'll see here, it's an assignment and then discussion. So it alternates: 1 week assignment, the next week discussion. Quiz is a type of assignment, discussion, quiz, discussion, quiz, discussion, assignment, quiz, discussion. So you get the gist. Here is a breakdown of grading. Participation in those discussion boards is 25%. Like I said, I really like us to forge a class community. Homework is 25%. Quizzes are 30%, and your final project is 20%. And I also want to say below you see the rubrics, which gives you a good sense of how I grade. You'll see a score appear. So if it's exceptional work, it can range from 90 to 100. And I usually give you some comments on if something was missing, or if there was significant spelling mistakes and it was difficult to read or something like that. And so here's your rubric for that. There's also the rubric for discussion. So you will be placed into groups for discussion. And the way that works is you'll respond to each peer in your group, and then you will get comments, and then you'll respond back to just the original comment that the person wrote. So you're posting a minimum of your original post, at least, depending on how many students we have, 2 posts, 1 to each peer, possibly 3 peers, and then back to the students who wrote you. So there's typically a minimum of 5 to 6. And then the following rubric is for your final project. And then there is extra credit. We don't delve too much into some, important essays so there's a lot of writing about art history, especially for modern art, and some serious important writers helped even define what the terminology that we use. They helped coin those terms. So for extra credit by the end of the semester, it is to select one of those essays and annotate it. That means underlining it, writing thorough notes, including reflections and connections and questions. And there'll be more directions for you by the end of the semester in Blackboard. And then you find your typical resources for you that you could use. And I want to come back to the tech support in 1 second. The library resources, accommodation notifications, who to contact if you believe you might have one, a reminder about netiquette and how to be appropriate online, our honesty and plagiarism links. Again, so let's talk for 1 second about help with Blackboard. They will if you contact them, they will get back to you right away. And I always recommend calling or emailing them, opensunyhelp@suny.edu. And that's also available on the homepage as well. I want to show that to you one more time. Some basic services, withdrawal policy, student life website. Email me if you're interested in art club, registrar, and financial aid. So those are things, I want you to have readily available. And I said I would share my screen one more time just to go back to the Suffolk homepage And if you go back to that homepage where you're about to log into Blackboard, you'll see they are very available Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to midnight, Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., 10 to 9 p.m. And here is your SUNY help desk, and you can generate a ticket. Hopefully we have minimal tech issues this semester, but if you need anything, I'm here for you. And I'm really looking forward to meeting you online and a great semester.